All right, everyone, as you saw, Donald Trump is now officially the GOP's nominee. I wanted to analyze this a little bit more deeply. It was funny seeing Hulk Hogan rip off his outer shirt, of course. That was amusing. I'm glad that Trump is the nominee. I will be voting for him. Congratulations to Donald Trump and his family. He brought up the assassination attempt, of course. That was going to be obviously mentioned, etc., etc. A star-studded affair. And the convention going off pretty much without a hitch, as opposed to the Democrats' convention, if they have one at all. It's going to be a fucking freak show. I'll definitely be tuning in for that one. Here's a little bit of deeper analysis, though. Hard times are ahead for the United States. There's a reason why I expanded the garden, for example. Unfortunately, the cucumbers kind of got fucked in the ass, so, I've got to rehab it a little bit more. There's a little bit of reformatting that needs to be done out there. I'm just saying. There's a reason why I haven't made a garden update yet, despite really wanting to do so. Here's the problem. Donald Trump is going to inherit a mess. And he will, in the end, be blamed for that mess. Shit is going to hit the fan, and people will blame Donald Trump, even though it was predicated upon the poor leadership that we're currently suffering under with the Biden administration. This is how independent voters tend to think. The current administration cannot pass the buck. The buck stops here with the President of the United States. Donald Trump is inheriting significant inflation, several major foreign policy disasters, which those he'll probably be able to compensate for more easily. A lackluster economy, and a nation that's on the brink, mentally speaking, because of social alienation. The fact that Trump will be probably reelected is, in my opinion, a good thing, but he is inheriting a number of problems that he has to grapple with. He will be obstructed when he's elected. The Democrats will come out and say, well, he's a felon, he's barely even eligible for office, we must stop him. And so they'll try to stymie him and bring the economy to its knees and stuff like that. I'm glad he's the nominee. He's eminently qualified. He's been president before. He did a good job the first time around. And if I had to choose anyone other than maybe Rand Paul to navigate the stormy waters that are unfortunately ahead, yeah, Trump would be definitely high on that list. I think that here's the thing. Trump is effectively our soft landing as a country. For the last few years, we've had shitty leadership that has caused nothing but problems for the country. We are going to suffer hard times. I hate to tell you this, but times are going to get rough. If you want to soften that roughness, if you want to cushion the fall, Trump is the man to go with. I would encourage everyone to do everything possible to get him reelected. Knock on a door, talk to a friend, harvest a ballot, do whatever you can possibly do to get this man reelected. Because while he is not perfect, Trump understands governance in general, and he understands business. If finances are your main concern, Trump, he knows what he's doing. He'll do the best that he can. If diplomacy, like war and things like that, are your concern, well, Trump didn't start any wars in his first term and did pretty well on diplomacy. Hell, even the liberals gave him credit for the Abraham Accords. If anyone's going to handle the whole Russia-Ukraine thing, the China-Taiwan thing, the ECOWAS thing, the Venezuela-Guyana thing, or the Israel-Gaza thing, I would choose Trump. I would make a pitch for him. On diplomacy, he did a very, very good job. And that's because he's worked in countries that have methodologies and ways of life that are different from the Western world. This is an advantage that Biden never had. He's never done business in these countries. I mean, his son has. His son has done business in foreign countries under the table multiple times. Biden, unfortunately, never had that advantage. Trump has built fucking casinos and hotels and shit and golf courses in countries that are adversarial to the United States. Ergo, he has to do business with people in China. He has to therefore know their ways, their customs and their norms and so forth to do that business. to not get screwed and to not end up, the deal falls through because you disrespected someone's ancestor or something. Same with Russia. Same with many other countries. Trump is effectively the man of the hour for the United States. Also, re-electing him would just be fucking hilarious. You get mean tweets back. That'll be fun. And, at this particular moment, again, he would be a cushion for the fall that is to come. Things may get a bit dark, but they'll be far better under Donald Trump than whoever the Dem nominee is going to be. And right now, that's completely up in the air. Also, can I please posit something? Trump has been called a chaos candidate many, many times by his detractors. What the hell is happening in the Democratic Party right now? Where's the chaos? The Milwaukee convention went off perfectly fine, other than the fact that somebody tried to brain Donald Trump. Everything else on that side is completely nominal. Situation normal. Maybe a little bit fucked up, but it's not all fucked up, so it's not a full snafu. With the Democratic Party, you're suffering a goddamn nervous breakdown at the moment. Well, you don't know who the Dem nominee is going to be. Biden can announce tomorrow he's not running. Maybe he resigns and Kamala becomes the caretaker president or something like that. I mean, it's it's definitely a snafu on steroids. As far as chaos candidate goes, if you're worried about the United States spiraling into chaos, well, then vote for Donald Trump. He's the normal one. He's the sane one. I mean, he can be zany and he can be hyperbolic and say weird shit sometimes. Look at the fucking alternative. My God, even if I wasn't strictly a Trump fan, I would still vote for him. It's nice that he's a nominee, but he's inheriting a mess, and a big one. He's not going to be able to solve all of the problems at once. I think he'll do well on the border because, the federal court sided with him on discretionary spending, so that's a good thing. I think he'll do well in diplomacy, and if he extends his tax cuts and the Republicans won't block that, then that would be a good thing as well. And for me personally as well. It would be good for the middle class in general. That being said, don't expect him to do a perfect job. Give him a little bit of fucking breathing room because he's got a lot to fucking deal with. I mean, you're inheriting a trash fire, basically. It's a trash fire country at the moment. The economy, diplomacy, everything else. You get a fucking dementia patient as president. You get a psychopath as VP. Trump has to compensate for all this shit. So I'm going to give him a little bit more leeway than I even gave him in his first term if he fucks up or something like that. And he will. He'll make mistakes. He'll do things that I disagree with. But by God, the alternative is so much demonstrably worse in every possible goddamn metric. So congratulations to Donald Trump. This was inevitable, by the way. And where people have said, DeSantis out of nowhere. And the Uniparty will nominate Nikki Haley. Now, the Uniparty right now is, again, having real big problems because their boy, unfortunately, has suffered a complete breakdown and doesn't know where he is at the moment. And the replacement is an unlikable psychopath that polls even worse than he does. The Uniparty is on the ropes right now. And I'm loving every minute of this. That's about all. Peace out.